Unipkaaqutiarsigitpin taalaqanilaqannassuq unipkaaqtuaq qaaviuraqama niviaqsiaqarualugguuq iñuuniaqanersuq angayoqaagumini sumiteemma niviaqsiaqarualuqamuniallatuneqsaq aasiisulaqallavluni supayaanik iñuuniaqutik anuqqautigaati anuqqulingaaliaqsuq anuqqulingaaliaqpaalluni kisaimma panernialiaqsigut niviaqsiaqalualuk kisaimma isummerpoq tapuraasi kangitsaquaqsigaasummat anuqqulisuuluqumagaan summan anuqqulingaaliaqamagaan tapuraasi kangitsaquaqsigaasummat anuqqulisuuluqumagaan
One of the things I think a lot of people need to understand is we aren't a museum piece. The Inupiaq people are a living people and a living culture. Even though we're in northern Alaska, which covers this vast area from Nome all the way over the Canadian border, is that there's this extreme value of interconnectedness and interdependence.
It's a hunting society, a gathering society from thousands of years.
This is what creates our culture.
That special relationship between humans and the natural world and the animals, and that it teaches you how to have a society that doesn't do too much harm to the world.
Love and respect for nature, for one another, for our elders. Very, very fundamental value, key to life.
Our values are something that bind us all. The importance of sharing with one another, the importance of spirituality, and the connection to the land, our traditions, how we hunt, sharing of stories and songs and dances.
I'm Inupiaq. I'm from the Arctic Ocean.
I am Inupiaq.
It's very important to me. It's who I am as a person.
And we're very proud of who we are, and we want to continue that.
It'd be busy, busy, busy all through the day. You get up and you just go right to work, right to work.
There's always something to do. There's never any idle time. The only idle time we had was after we eat and before we go to bed.
One of the older people would be relaxing, laying down there and saying, it'd be really nice to hear a story. And then just organically, someone would just start telling a story.
Storytelling for the Inupiaq people is very important because it not only created that sense of community, but is a way to pass on wisdom to the next generation.
It was like TV, It was it was as good as any movie you've ever seen. And the storyteller told it so clearly that it was just as powerful as any of the greatest movie blockbusters you've ever seen.
There was a reason behind the stories that we were told because they held traditional knowledge. They held things that we might need to know in life, whether it was about how to find food or how to survive, or it was about well-being and the importance of connecting with people and being a good member of the community.
We all do stories. We all live in stories. We all tell stories to our friends, and they need to be told. They need to be heard.
So scrimshaw is this really beautiful method of art that's done either on baleen or ivory, and traditionally it was used to tell stories.
Each etching is telling a story of some event. Caribou hunting was taking place. This is what was going on. War began around this time, and so it sort of gives you a timeline of history through etching.
An elder or the person who carved it would literally be able to read the scrimshaw story.
They're like reading a book, in a way.
A lot of the storytelling traditions would be things that after the storytelling was done, we'd just rely on the next person telling it. And so scrimshaw is a very important way for Alaskan Native people to record their history.
Anuhulak paissugi suniraganaaitsoqunni tavrani beaqsiaqarualuk ayuungitsoq pajjagniuliqsoq Tuqutaawayaqtoq sisimriumi arraannapqangapiaqtoq
When I was growing up, my grandpa had a pet white fox. If you're a good friend with a fox, when there's danger abound, they try to keep you from getting into trouble. They pull tricks here and there, and foxes are like spoiled little kids in a way. When you let her out, she'd go prancing out in the snow, jumping in the air. I know she was happy then. Come running at me and jump on my chest, knock me backwards, lick my face, and I try not to let it. So that was my memory of my grandpa's pet fox.
Caribou it provided for us in many ways.
Our clothing in those days was made of all caribou skin.
I grew up wearing caribou pants, mittens, caribou skin mattress, blankets.
Some people had boots that were made with wolf leggings, sealskin sole bottoms. Baleen was shaved to make insoles. They kept us quite dry and warm as well. But the caribou skin clothing was the best. We would get as many yearlings as we could for our outer clothing. And for a heavy winter, we would get caribou in February or March because the hair was the longest and the skin was the thickest, and we would use those for our winter gear. With that stuff on, you could sleep outside in 50 below and it wouldn't bother you a bit.
Nibiaksiagaroluk kangeqsingalok supayaat ikayok taqaqalaglugut. Allawlun taam natariganniaq sivuneqsipkangaga nibiaksiagaroluk qanutut peqpaganaqtilaangat tamatkua ikayok tauruat.
Silla is the weather. It also means the atmosphere. Here's the Nuna, or the land. And it's anything from the land into the moon, the sun, the stars. That's Silla.
It's a very spiritual, and we have a relationship with Silla. Silla has a soul in the same way we do as people, in the same way animals do.
I think spirit helpers in and of themselves are really about how we're connected with things. And so it may be that there is a spirit helper that shows themselves as a bird to show you the way home, or it may be a spirit helper that actually decides to show themselves with the face and body of a man instead of their animal form. And so I think one of the things that's hard to understand is that it's not one way of seeing things, it's one way of knowing you're connected to everything.
We've always had that spirituality of everything around us.
It's the interaction you have with the air you breathe, the ocean that you gather resources from, the rivers from which you gather fish, the tundra from which you pick berries, the animals that give themselves. It's all of that.
Niveaksiaqalualugulo teriganniaqalu ikayuuti piaqtuk. Siqaqaniurutimigani. Araa kangersinaitsiqunni qanuq pisilaangak. Agalaan tavra atautsikun aingaluk.
In the winter, when we're traveling, we didn't build sod houses, we built snow houses. In Canada, they call them igloo, but here in Alaska, we call them apuya. We'd do a day of travel, and then we'd make a apuya. The next day, my father would set traps, spend the day there, rest the dogs, give them something to eat, and then the following day, we continue to the next place. We'd go to my dad's sister, who had a house at Dubai. They had a small sod house over there. We didn't have to do anything. We just visit with them, and my dad and my sister were glad to see each other, and they'd talk away while us kids played outside or go to sleep. By the time we get back to our home, my father would leave us with our aunt or with my grandmother. And then he'd start on his trips and go check his trap line. We were not into 8 to 5 kind of time, you know. We're in a total different kind. We're in ecological time.
Mr. President. Agent Mason. No, Mr. President. Sit. We are in grave danger from communists. Our freedom, our very way of life is strangle bitch. I know that you are the very best that we have anywhere. You need to be. Take care of it. Get these fucking numbers out of my head. Sergeant Weaver, we gotta move. Stay sharp, Mason. Let's go. Pick it up.
In the winter, when we were traveling, we didn't build sod houses, we built snow houses. In Canada, they call them igloo, but here in Alaska, we call them apuya. We'd do a day of travel, and then we'd make a apuya. The next day, my father would set traps, spend the day there, rest the dogs, give them something to eat, and then the following day, we continued to the next place. We'd go to my dad's sister, who had a house at Dubai. They had a small sod house over there. We didn't have to do anything. We just visit with them, and my dad and my sister were glad to see each other, and they'd talk away while us kids played outside or go to sleep. By the time we get back to our home, my father would leave us with our aunt or with my grandmother. And then he'd start on his trips and go check his trap line. We were not into 8 to 5 kind of time, you know. We're in a total different kind. We're in ecological time.
Check it out. Damn, it's Weaver.
Iverksiarluollu tikitkaa aanaarpini. Agalaan maluunaqsingamana. Injoqulu tikinngamaloq iverksiarluollu piingaan. Iverhaleqsimaloq sumittaimma. Nikatjakkumanyainniqsuq. Pakit qaangaarnagu ivaqtani. Nunaaqqiq ikiwaqtuaqaniqsuq. Inyungi toquttaqtaaganiqsit. Niveaksiarolu upperingit ka tautuktani. Tautukunaktuak sunapayak sa kuminganeksok. Niveaksiarolu iyuliakatingi pisaulaganexut. Kanapim niya. Ano ko lakpalkhinyam dahil nakuminyait ka. Tamanga ikumawak tuaming. Kakarakpam inyo liptaktak. Sumalagula kami ni Beaksiarulong pichinyingani. Agalan kakarak palkhinyat sa gabing aipchik. Imenyawrat sa gabing sa mga nunamin. Hai kuin tuting. Kalaktok inyugungaruak upik. Kano ko ilisimanek pa nga. Isumulagtok ni Beaksiarulong. Kano kita pura kaunugay ngagikpen. Kilaw di ka piup ko. Ikayo ko niya kalawik pinkimon dahil nanakek. Sa bakit ilanga?
Drum is something that's common to all cultures in Alaska. All cultures have a drum that may have some stylistic differences or differences in the materials that it's made in, but it's still a recognition of life and vitality. And the drum mirrors the heartbeat. And when you continue drumming soon, it will be in line with your heartbeat. Because that's what it's supposed to be, the heartbeat of the community, and it symbolizes vitality. And it's the most tremendous feeling to be in a room and to have one long row of all the drummers and to have that feeling of unity and everyone beating in harmony, the drum beat in unison. It's the most beautiful feeling. And to know that you're connected, you're on the land that you are connected to. And even if you grew up outside the community, that which is in you comes from this area. And it's the greatest feeling.
Man, I went at it and look what happens.
Mason! Mason, get over here. Crossbow, explosive bolts. Now! Come to the lab.
Khila rarak tuat dibiak syarul lu hak ke. Asi ane pikir suna hidup tu sebelum makan. Ibeak siya rolo. Sabat ko may ahalawin. Imanyaw. Bakit ka upyo kayaw di ka? Ibeak siya rolo kutingarok. Kayaw diligaho ni. Upik ko ba tiyapalungarok. Asita mo na pibit takaliw di pia langaga. Ibeak siya rolo. Dahil nako ni ay tiyudi kinakangarok. Upik ukalagdok. Uvaw na kao nagingagiga. Iligin nun pikit ko bulo.
The bola is what we call kilamitang. And the kilamitang is made out of braided sinew tied on to some heavy bone which you could twirl. In my case, we're catching ducks.
When we're out whaling, sometimes the ducks start flying. And they're good for duck hunting. You know, if you're a whaling crew, you can't make too much noise. So you can't use a shotgun for getting some duck soup handy, you know. So bolo was a really handy weapon to use for catching ducks. You know, the ducks fly in, you throw it up and tangles up the bird, and down they go. Tavratainna igilihutik. Libeaksiarrualum atuqa uppium aichuta.
Searched the whole base. Couldn't find the last thing. Then we ran into Drag Bitch's limo. I had him. Satisfied, Mason? Get him out of my head. Just like the others.
Take us back again, Mason.
Case on.
This was in 1968. What about your CIA? Jason, do you remember him there?
The Psychedelic Music Show at AM again. Army Specialist Zach Johnson. Our APO here is 96309. If you send a request to that number, please we will forward this. When it arrives, we read it, call out that record,
Sila tane lunakingata inyuhuluk kasuag. Inyuhulum taudu kami yung lutkakawa. Agalan ni reaksya karoado sa pekinyaksimal. Nalip sabi ak doktor tu kami kilometer. Dapur ibak tani tahu tu saya. Annap khaslik kalwaktuk agalan igilaw niya sa kakanaksisinyak. Malako kuni ubulo kuni wisa ubulutik. Dabra tuwa karoon tisityo. Agalan tuwawit pagabidyo. Siku nalunak tok hanok igilagan niya silangan. Asa ko may akaluko nanok, anak kukin. Inatita ka bitch. Kakame nanok, nikat jalay.
We're very much aware of the climate change. And it's been for many years, even before climatologists were noticing the change, Inuit were already saying, Sila alan ngokto. Our climate is changing.
If the heat is going the way it is right now, for us it's going to be pretty bad. Different birds are coming, and they're coming earlier, and sometimes rain is more than what we want, because when there's more rain, we know it's going to melt the permafrost.
In my time as a young whaler, when I was 9 years old, we're hunting from ice that was about 25 feet thick. And there's giant icebergs already floating, coming by. That was the first signs of a changing climate. Ice that never broke before was now moving. Now, here it is 50 years later, we're hunting whale from ice that's 18 inches thick. There's no more thick ice.
It's creating a malfunction in our whaling season, is what it is. And actually, more than that, all seasons in general.
I think we are more scientists than more people will realize. We have more knowledge of those things than people will ever know.
Agalan, naman na alaw.